Hi, my name is Allie Reed. For my senior preceptorship project, I currently work at the Veterans Affairs in the intensive care unit. So while thinking about what I can do and what I'm passionate about, it really became apparent to me that I think there's a lack of support for veterans when they get out of the hospital regarding their nutritional plan for recovery. So I took this opportunity to make an evidence-based nutritional guidelines pamphlet that veterans will get when they're discharged from the hospital, either home or to another unit. Initially I was thinking I wanted to do it hospital-wide and have every veteran that was discharged from the entire hospital to receive this nutritional support to aid in their recovery after a hospital admission, because the research just so strongly supports and shows how nutrition is a key aspect in the recovery process. But after, evaluating and thinking how effective and realistic this project is, and working closely with people who are on the discharge team at my hospital, I decided to scale it down to just giving it to veterans that are transferred out of the intensive care unit, more commonly to another unit. And I just think it's a great idea because it gives them something tangible to have in their hand to reference, and really just get them curious about, how important nutrition is to be healthy, to aid in recovery, and really what that looks like for them specifically. So I've been working with the Veterans Affairs discharge team called Project Red to explore different options on coordinating how to actually get this in veterans' hands when they're discharged. They already have a discharge packet that Project Red puts together. And so they suggested that we just give them this nutritional resource in that packet. That's where they're most likely going to look for educational support on, their medications and things like that when they're discharged out. So it's a good way to implement it, as well as working with our nutritionist on our unit. I've been gaining insight from her about, what are the most pressing nutritional problems that veterans have, and how to really gain her insight on how to effectively make these handouts worthwhile for the veterans. So the main points of the brochure is to teach veterans how to decrease their sugar intake. A lot of the veterans, and it's a prevalent condition in general, are diabetic, and whether they're diabetic or not, we're always checking their sugar levels in the hospital, and that just goes to show, and the research shows, that high glucose levels do not aid in recovery and actually impede the healing process. So just for example, simple ways to decrease your sugar intake would just be drinking mostly water, and teaching veterans how to read nutrition labels, and this can help them avoid really sugary drinks that they might not have previously been aware of, that there's 30, 40, 50 grams of sugar in a juice. And that's just a really simple, practical way to decrease your sugar intake. I also highlight the importance of protein at every meal and how the research shows that aids in recovery. Also how to increase their vegetable intake and why that's important, why it's important for them to get all their vitamins and minerals and increase their fiber intake to really get their body in a place that they can recover from whatever it was that caused them to have this hospital admission. Also, I've been talking to my patients a lot more when they've been getting their food trays delivered. I've been talking to them about what the protein sources are on the tray, what the carb sources are on the tray, and what the fat sources are on the tray. And then pointing out which items are low in carbohydrates and minimally processed, which usually means it's higher in fiber. As well as mentioning the really sugary items on the tray, items like that, maybe they shouldn't eat, and what they can supplement that with, like a protein shake. And the brochure also talks about how having a healthy nutritional approach to recovery can also reduce your risk for hypertension, which is extremely prevalent, how it can reduce their risk for heart disease, which is extremely prevalent, and diabetes and other metabolic conditions. And just a comprehensive, good approach to nutrition can increase their energy and mood. I really feel like this project has potentially great benefits. It can really increase veterans' health and lifestyle choices overall. It's practical and useful nutritional information. I even put resources on there of grocery delivery resources if they don't have transportation. There's a link on there of healthy items to buy from the dollar store if there's a financial restriction, as well as links to specific resources that veterans can apply for and use to get nutritional support through the VA. It also has the potential to reduce readmission rates, like I said, and most importantly, it gets them curious about what a healthy diet looks like for them and how they can sustain that, and resources that they can reach out to and really use to overall improve their health. And like I mentioned, how important nutrition is in reducing such chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension. So that is my senior preceptorship project. Thank you.